go through it. Tinubu mishandling economy, says Sanusi. The Emir of Kano, Muhammad Sanusi II, on Wednesday, criticized the handling of the economy by President Bola Tinubu's administration, asserting that things are not being done correctly. He also positioned that the government lacked persons of pedigree to articulate its policies for Nigerians to understand. Sanusi, however, said, unlike in the past, when he offered economic advice to the federal government, he would not do the same for the Tinubu's administration because the government had not acted like a friend to him. Still on the Punch newspaper this morning, I looked startled as the scene unfolded while some armed policemen seen nearby appeared helpless to intervene. And lastly, on Punch newspaper this morning, we have Alaafin Oyo Prince drags Makinde to court once Owade's appointment nullified. One of the princes that contested for the position of Alaafin of Oyo, Lukman Gbadegeshi, has headed to court to challenge the appointment and presentation of the staff of office to Prince Akeem Owade as the new Alaafin of Oyo by Governor Seyi Makinde. Gbadegeshi, who said to have been recommended by a faction of the Oyomesi, is appealing that the court set aside the appointment, approval of appointment, and presentation of staff of office to a new Alaafin carried out by the governor. In a pre-action notice signed by his legal representative Adekunle Sobaloju's son, a copy of which was addressed to the governor, he insisted that the governor's action run foul to the Oyo State Chiefs Law 2000. So you want to read that and more, you can pick up the Punch newspaper and go through them. And next, on the newspaper review this morning, we'll have the Leadership newspaper. Hisbah decries neglect of parental care, says 4 children died, 230 rescued in Kano. The Commander General of the Kano State Hisbah Board, Sheikh Aminu Daurawa, has expressed grave concerns over widespread parental neglect following the rescue of 230 street children in Kano. In a viral video shared on social media, Daurawa revealed that Hisbah officers conducted a sweeping operation across the key areas such as railway lines, underbridges, markets, and motor parks. He said the operation, carried out between 1 a.m. and 3 p.m., uncovered a disturbing number of children roaming the streets when they should have been safe at home. You want to read that and more, you can pick up the Leadership newspaper and go through it. Still on the Leadership newspaper, very dark man tackles ex-Dunamis pastor for accusing NHA of fake miracles. Internet personality Vincent Otse Martins, popularly known as Very Dark Man, has accused a former pastor of Dunamis International Christian Center, Abraham Daniel, of attempting to blackmail founder of the church, Pastor Paul Eneche for financial gain. The accusation comes on the heels of Daniel's recent detent for alleged criminal defamation against Pastor Eneche, who hails the prominent church reputed to be one of the largest congregations in the world. To read that and more, you can pick up the Leadership newspaper and go through it. Still on the Leadership newspaper this morning, we have Gas Association President to address 2025 World Summit. The Nigerian Gas Association (NGA) has been officially announced as an association partner for the 29th World Gas Conference 2025, which will take place from Monday 19th to 23rd in Beijing, China. The WGC 2025 is organized by the International Gas Union and hosted in a 3-year interval. It is the largest and the most influential event in the global gas industry, bringing together thousands of industry together, policymakers, gas executives, specialists, and exhibitors. The event serves as a critical platform for discussing the future of the gas sector, showcasing innovations and facilitating high-level collaborations among key stakeholders. And lastly, on Leadership newspaper this morning, we have local airlines block Easter Salah bookings. In what could be described as a breach of consumers' rights, local airline operators have dangers. Leadership can authoritatively report the blockage has stopped passengers from making bookings ahead of their respective traveling for the coming festive seasons, Eid al-Fitr and Easter. Leadership reports that while Muslims will celebrate Eid al-Fitr, the end of Ramadan fasting on March 2025, the Christians will celebrate the resurrection of Jesus Christ on the 20th of April 2025. However, during these two festivals, Nigerians travel from cities to villages and towns to celebrate with their loved ones, especially travelers in the northern, southern, and eastern parts of the country. Next is the royal news. Alaafin Governor Makinde gets 30-day ultimatum from Oyo kingmakers. Prince Lukman Gbadegesin. Governor Seyi Makinde of Oyo State has been issued a 30-day ultimatum to reverse the appointment of Prince Akeem Owode as the Alaafin or face fresh legal action. Royal News reports that 5 Oyo Town kinsmen and their preferred candidates for the Alaafin sue Prince Lukman Gbadegesin on Wednesday. The ultimatum was contained in a letter dated January 14, 2025, written to Makinde by a senior advocate in Nigeria, Kunle Shogbaloju, on behalf of the Gbadegesin. You want to read that and more, you can pick up the Royal newspaper and go through it. And still on the Royal News newspaper, we don't need Sanusi's stamp of approval for our laudable policies. The federal government notes the recent remarks by His Highness Emir Muhammad Sanusi II regarding the economic reforms introduced under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration as a public event in Lagos. We note the Emir's acknowledgement of the noble initiatives, which he said he could explain away, but for his decision not to help the government. First, we acknowledge that Sanusi, and indeed any Nigerian, has the inalienable rights to express an opinion, either in the form of commendation or criticism, on how the government is being run. However, we find it amusing that a leader, more so one from an institution that ennobles righteousness, fairness, and justice, will publicly admit to shuffling off saying the truth because of personal interest or imaginary antagonism. And lastly, we have brewing political tension. REDPU urges ceasefire. Ilorin Emirate Dissenting Progressive Union (REDPU), the umbrella socio-cultural organization of the good people of Ilorin Emirate, has called for immediate cessation of the ongoing exchange of hot tirades, particularly on radio stations, by supporters and sympathizers of various political leaders in the Emirates. In a statement, the union's national president, Alhaji Abdulmumin Ayo Abdul Malik, said that, in conjunction with the traditional authorities and respected elders of Emirates, it had commenced positive action that will lead to the effective stoppage of the brewing political misunderstanding among the prominent sons of the Emirates. And the last newspaper we're going to look at this morning is the Daily Trust newspaper. First City Monument Bank announces appointment of executive director. First City Monument Bank has announced the appointment of Felicia Obazua as executive director, corporate services and service management, following approval from the Central Bank of Nigeria. Felicia brings nearly 3 decades of experience and proven track record of excellence to her new position. Her expertise and leadership will be invaluable assets to FCMB as it continues to drive strategic growth and innovation. Felicia is a seasoned banking professional with deep consumer, corporate, and commercial banking expertise. In her current role, she oversees the banking's operation, service management, human resources, training administration, property development, and project management. Still on the Daily Trust newspaper this morning, we have another El-Rufai's aide charged to court for corruption and money laundering. Jimmy Lawal, a former aide to ex-governor of Kaduna State, Malam Nasir El-Rufai, has been charged to court for corruption and money laundering. The Independent Corrupt Practice and Other Related Offences Commission (ICPC) filed a 5-count charge against Lawal with charge number FCH/KD/165C/2025 by Dr. Osuogbeni Ekpi Akponishimiga, the Assistant Chief Legal Office of ICPC, on January 15, 2025 at the Federal High Court in Kaduna. Lawal, who served as a senior special advisor/counselor to former Governor El-Rufai, is charged alongside Umar Waziri Yusuf Inwa and Solar Life Nigeria Limited. You want to read that and more, you can pick up the Daily Trust newspaper and go through it. Lastly, on today's newspaper review on Daily Trust is bilateral relations. UAE president set to visit Nigeria. The President of the United Arab Emirates, Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, has accepted President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's invitation to visit Nigeria this year. President Tinubu extended an invitation to his UAE counterparts on Wednesday night during their bilateral talks on the sidelines of the ongoing Abu Dhabi Sustainability Week 2025. Tinubu arrived in Abu Dhabi on Sunday as a guest of the UAE president to participate in the Sustainability Week, a forum for exchanging ideas to support sustainable development worldwide and encourage collective action to address global challenges such as climate change, water, and energy crisis. He delivered Nigeria's position on climate and other challenges earlier on Wednesday and congratulated the UAE leader for the successful event. And that rounds up the newspaper review this morning. Thank you for staying with us. You can connect with Emirates Radio on all of our social media handle: Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, formerly X, or Emirates Radio. You can as well download our app on Google Play Store, Emirates Radio. You can join us live on YouTube at emiratesradio.com. So thank you for listening. I am yours, Latifat Ibrahim.